Alright, I have a litter of 5, well it's actually a litter of 7, but 5 that have white spots. And I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like with white spots that I would say will shed out and white spots that I would go ahead and cull for. So you can already see this one, really prominent white spot. These guys are like 6 weeks old. That's not going to shed out. And that's a white spot that is absolutely going to stay as this rabbit becomes an adult. That's something you would want to cull for. Same thing with this one, pretty significant white spot, cull for that. Now if they're born with a white spot on their head, it's called a milk spot. Not necessarily the end of the world. Yes, you would prefer your babies to not be born with one at all, but in these silvering breeds, it's pretty common for white or milk spots to be in the nest box. But as the kits get older, if they continue to have those little white dots on their forehead and you were to show them, that would be classified as a white spot and that would be a disqualification. So here's another one that has a pretty prominent white spot, but not as much as the others. I would still cull for this. This might possibly shed out, but considering that these guys are 6 weeks old, I wouldn't take the chance. You really don't want to keep rabbits in your line that have significant white spots or keep litters that have a lot. So I'm already a little iffy because in this litter of 7, 5 of the babies had white spots up until 6 weeks because these guys are 6 weeks old. This is the mom's first litter. So I will breed her again to a different buck, and I'm just going to put that in my notes that we had a lot of white spots in this litter that continued out until butcher age, because these aren't going to shed out. And then this is one that might shed out. So this one just has a little bit of a sliver left. I would continue to look at this baby, and I would potentially keep this baby if it grows and I like everything else about it, because that white spot should shed out by the time this baby's like 12 weeks old and you won't even notice it anymore. And then I thought it was interesting, I hope I can show it. This is one that would have had a milk spot as a kit, as a little nest box baby, and it's already pretty much grown it out. So you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but just right on the tip of its head, it has a little teeny tiny white area. I hope you can see that. I don't know if you can. But it just has like a little handful, maybe if I fluff it up. No, that's not any better. It just has like a little spot of white furs, like, I don't know, 10, 20 white furs left. That wouldn't be a concern at all. That's gonna shed right out, no problems whatsoever. But just keep that in mind when you're breeding. Even if you're breeding for meat, if you're breeding purebred rabbits, you should be breeding them to their standard. And white marks are a DQ for Creme d'Argent. So if you have a litter and you're seeing these white spots, bigger white spots continue to be on them at 6, 7, 8+ weeks old, you're probably going to want to cull those and not add them into your breeder pen. Unless it's a little tiny sliver like that one had, then you can grow that one out a little longer. If it's not fully shed out by like 12 to 13 weeks, I would not keep that rabbit in my breeding program personally.